Pride Cup Festival. My name is Sparks, and I'm going to be taking you through both this game and our main exhibition bout. But first of all, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the Gurnakarai people, and if I have mispronounced that, I am very sorry, and the Bunurong people in the Baw Baw Shire for being the traditional owners of this land. I extend that respect to other First Nations peoples here today, and we recognise that land was never ceded. This game is our mod con game, and what that basically means is that we take it a little bit easy. In Victoria, we've been very lucky over the last couple of years. We have a very, very strong modified contact competition, and it's a bit of a try before you buy, get to bouting. They've got a few little extra rules just for our players' safety, and it means that when they get to full contact, they've had a lot of gameplay and track time. Now, looking after us and keeping us safe and playing nicely, as always, are our officials. In our non-skating officials, which are the wonderful people in black, we have Muggles, Chaos, Jack Spite, Abby Normal, Frankenhurler, Toots, Beasting, Nicholas Rage, and Daisy Chainsaw. There we have our friendly refs in the stripes and on their wheels. And leading them today is a Gary with Bonnie Jovi, Disaster Chief, Beck, Knickerbocker, Sin, and Corey. Two teams today have some pretty cool names. Our white team is known as the Transformers, and just like the Autobots, there is more to them than meets the eye. Skating with them today, we have a 1026 Rogue Ninja, 106 The Mad Splatter, 29 Ra, 38 Andy Slamberg, 501 Darth Evader, 51 Melonhead, 6 Pushy Galore, 606 Icarus Smickerus, 737 Dragonfly, 84 kilohertz, and 9 MSC. And for the black team, well, they are our happy campers. And for them, we have skating 10 Lethally Blonde, 100 That Beach, 123 Zap, 20 Jalapeno Grill, 22 Cyclo, 28 Ginger Snap, 31 Griff, 612 Cherry Bomb, 78 Hypodermic, and 88 Rexy Whistledown. Had to read that one. Now, as we're waiting to get underway, I'll just do a couple of housekeeping things. If you are in this building today, there is a chance that you may be photographed. If you don't wish to appear in anyone's photographs, if you get a red armband or red strap, and that just means our photographers won't be taking pictures of you. And I cordially ask that if you see someone with a red band and you're taking photos for your use, please don't include them. Rightio. And so we have our first jammer of the game. Hypodermic has leapt out and successfully obtained a lead, which means that at the moment this particular jam is in the capable hands of Hypodermic. We have Darth Evader as the Happy Campers jammer. Now, one rule modification with modified contact is that you need to slow down before you enter the pack. You will notice the difference in how players approach the pack when you see our full contact bout. And so we have the Transformers on 4 points and the Happy Campers on 8. Rightio. There is some great teamwork on both sides happening here. These games are incredible to watch because a lot of these skaters do not skate together full time. We have many different leagues represented here today. And as such, some people may never have played with their teammate, yet they make it seem so effortless. Alrighty. And with that, our first jam or scoring period has ended. And we have the Happy Campers with 12 points and the Transformers on 8. As well as our lovely officials and our skaters and everyone else who makes this day a wonderful day. I'd like to give a shout out to the team at Gippsland Ranges Roller Derby League. If you need any assistance or help with anything, if you find their nice sky blue vests, they are only too happy to help you. All right, and we have a bit of a tussle going on with our players. So who will be lead? Who will not be lead? All right, and so Ra has jumped out as lead in this instance, followed closely. Hang on. No, Jalapeno Gib. All right, it's Jalapeno Grill. All righty. I've got someone to play with now.
I figured you could use some company. Ooh. So I'm Judy Bench, and I have joined in last moment to keep you company.
Oh, thank you so much, because it does get lonely. And despite what people think, I do get sick of the sound of my own voice sometimes.
Never. And it looks like we have Hypodermic, and they are in white up against.
I'm looking here and I'm seeing the scoreboard is telling me the opposite.
No, definitely Hypodermic in white and MSC in black. And Cyclo picking up.
No, that was me. I got confused, but then hey, long drive this morning.
Hypodermic picking up points there as lead jammer, getting the instructions to call it off.
I think I figured out what's happened. I'm used to just having black and white. And we know life is not black and white.
To be fair, having the logos both having a white background does make it a little bit confusing to see at a glance. So I understand the confusion.
And I'd also like to shout out to our wonderful friends at Deadly Sports First Aid Plus. They're with us at pretty much every derby event, and we like when we keep them bored.
Deadly Sports Plus has had derbies back for so long, and it's just great to have this Indigenous, queer-friendly first aiders basically taking care of roller derby.
Yeah, no, they're really great. And we really like it when we keep them bored because that means that we haven't been needing their help. But it's not just on track. I know at a tournament, I had sudden onset hay fever, and they were able to wash my eyes out for me, which I really needed.
Yeah, no, Nick and the team definitely on top of everything, keeping everyone in the community safe at events.
So we have Lethally Blonde jamming this jam, and the jam has just ended.
That was an 8-point jam there, I believe. 8 or just double checking that whether or not any last points. No, 8-point jam there for Lethally Blonde. However, also 2 points.
Awesome. Yes. I just want to say, I don't know if you've been here very long today, but how amazing were our juniors? They've just had 2 games.
I am so disappointed I missed them. Um, Definitely just the up and coming juniors are just phenomenal. Anytime I've seen them, I've been blown away.
They are. And they our juniors got a rare treat this year because they had the world champs in Brisbane.
Having world champs on the home ground, I mean, sure, Queensland, bit different, but still, Australian home ground, amazing. We've had Melonhead in the black getting out for lead.
Followed by Ginger Snap in the white. Yes. When we live so far away from all the other countries that do all the other fun things, to have a home games means the world.
And also just that, the bragging of, hey, I was in Team Australia and I'm only a junior. That is amazing. They all deserve their positions.
And I love it when they age up to our regular leagues because they come with years of experienced gameplay.
Oh, having that experience coming through, it is putting pressure on the more senior skaters. It's they're coming through with some new ideas, some freshness, the ability to do things that took years for the stalwarts of Derby. I'm not going to say the ancient ones, although we do have ground masters.
So, oh, yeah, well, there is a Masters tournament.
Exactly. You know, we've got that coming up. So
I was thinking I'd love to go. Oh, so we have Ginger. Oh, this is a very tight jam here because we have equal points.
Melonhead with a little spin on the inside, bit of a backwards jump, picking up 4 points right at the end before calling it off. Allowed it to be a 12-8, but still, that is really impressive that it is so tight.
Oh, I know. When I was watching the juniors the last game, at one stage there was 6 points in it. It
Oh,
was amazing.
I am disappointed I missed them because, yeah, I have always loved watching the juniors coming through this year, especially just because it seems to be that all of a sudden there's been that really big burst of, yeah, we can do this. We can take on the world.
Exactly. Exactly. And they can. And we have Zap and Ra, who will, oh, I think Ra got out for lead that time.
Yeah, Zap unfortunately had the issue of going up against the Mad Splatter, and Splats did a bit of a run back
Oh,
just before Zap managed to get through.
oh, definitely. Definitely. One of the things I like about today is that this team and this event is not just one team. We have skaters from all over Victoria putting their hand up to come and skate here today.
And in the full contact game, that is the main game, we actually have people from interstate as well in the GES team.
Oh, yeah.
And I do believe we also have a skater who has been out here for about a year, but they're international and
Oh,
taking
wow.
part as well. So it is an event where it is starting to get out there that, you know, this is the event of the year to come out to.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. And it is full of heart.
It's one of my favorites. It's always on my calendar for this event.
Yep.
And at the moment, we have Jalapeno Grill and MSC jamming. So Jalapeno
And
Grill.
there's a few strong packs there holding up their respective opposition.
Yep. Jalapeno Grill in the white, taking lead. Hypodermic in white also having some fun with some drawbacks happening there against Emma.
Now, I know that there are people here today who may never have seen roller derby. And of course, they're going to think, what am I watching?
Chaos.
So,
You're watching chaos, but in
when
a
we
good
talk,
way.
sorry. So, when we talk about a jammer, that is the person skating with a star on their head. And they are the only two people on track who can score points. You will also see,
Jalapeno Grill with the call off there, following the directions from the bench coach.
oh, and that's another advantage of having a star. You can call the jam off.
So, yes, as you were saying, people with the star, they are the only two people who can actually score points during a jam being the 2-minute period, up to 2-minute period that gameplay is happening for.
But we also have people with a stripe on their head, and it's not that we went a bit crazy with the paint. Our jammers can actually transfer their powers and turn pivots into jammers.
Although that only works if the pivot is on track, Cyclo picking up a penalty and heading to the box as a pivot. Ooh,
All right.
from Ballarat picking up
And
lead.
Rexy Whistledown. I love derby names.
Oh, some of the most creative derby names are the best puns.
Oh, yeah. And we've got a few slips and trips going on between turns 1 and 2. However, Rogue Ninja has come around on another scoring run.
So Rogue Ninja is someone who I've seen play a bit. They are very confident with their skating skills. They also live up to that ninja-esque type part of their name.
Yeah.
Quite often you don't realise that they're snuck up behind you and hit the pack again.
Oh, sometimes some of the skaters, I swear, could have been in the Matrix movies with the way that they cover the track or just move and
The
avoid.
speed of some of the skaters is just phenomenal.
And we've been very lucky in Victoria this year because we have had so much derby. We've not only had our statewide stampede, which is a multi-round round robin event, we've also had 2 national tournaments. That's pretty special. So even our ModCon skaters have had so much game time.
And next year's calendar is filling up quick already.
Oh, TGSS.
Well, TGSS, plus it has been announced in regards to the Oceania Regionals being held
Yes.
in Victoria.
Yes, that will be good. I'm not sure where it's being held, but it'll be good. And what that actually means when we're talking about Oceanas, that's for World Championships next year.
That's for the WOOFTA, basically working out who's going through to playoffs for the WOOFTA champs.
Yeah.
WOOFTA being the type of derby that we play and the governing body of derby.
Yep. And it's a very tight competition. So Hypodermic has just flown out of the pack for lead on this particular.
I am loving the fact that these two teams do actually seem very, very balanced in regards to it. As you said before, this is not just a single team representing each colour. It is made up of players of different leagues and different skill levels. So the organisers have done very well in balancing this and allowing it to be such a tight contest.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's our modified contact is it actually can be tricky as well because when you train to become a bounding skater.
I'm just going to interrupt. It looks like Hypodermic is on a power jam with Ra sitting in the penalty box as the black jammer.
Oh yes.
So,
And that was another question I heard asked before. What was a power jam?
okay, so in regards to a power jam is when the jammer for one team goes to the penalty box, giving the advantage to the team that still has their jammer on track. So in this So in this situation, White's jammer was in control as the lead jammer, and the white blockers didn't need to worry about blocking the jammer from the black team. They were able to focus on just making sure that Hypodermic as jammer got through for getting points.
Oh. So
Now,
it's always a
the
bit of
other the other interesting thing about this power jam situation, although it's not going to come into play, is if you got a penalty as the jammer and you were sitting in the penalty box and the jam ended, you are still eligible to pick up lead in the next jam, even though you're coming from the penalty box. So if Lethally Blonde there did not pick up lead, Ra still would have been eligible, even though they'd been serving a penalty, and that's because the penalty was in the previous jam.
yes, yes.
But Lethally Blonde put all of that to rest by picking up lead quickly, and
Both packs are very tight here coming down to turn 3.
Ra is also out on scoring points. So again, this is another tight jam where the points are very balanced at this stage.
It is, and that just shows not just how well the organisers today have worked, but how much skill set our ModCon skaters are picking up. They've had boot camps, they've had their own game at most of the statewide stampedes.
Not all, but most, yes.
So they're getting a lot of track time to practice and find out what it feels like to play.
And it's one of those things where for most of these ModCon type games, people who might not know if they want to be a jammer or if they want to be a blocker, and I think gets a chance to try it out and see if they feel like this could be the role for me. This is what I want to focus on. Or this is in no way fun. Please, someone else jam. I don't want to do it.
Yes. Look, I know from calling some games, I'm just looking and thinking, I'm so glad I'm not going up against that wall.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's also a place for our up and coming officials, both on and off skates, to learn how to officiate a game safely.
And I'm going to take that segue to say, without the roller derby officials, both on and off skates, roller derby cannot happen. So if you are going, I don't think I want to actually be amongst the contact, but I want to be involved, always talk to your local league and see how you can be involved either on skates as a skating official or off skates as a non-skating official. Every league needs as much help as they can to make gameplay happen.
Or you can even join us and talk about such an amazing sport, get the best seats in the house.
I mean, we get to see who's taking action before anyone else does because we've got this direct line as to who it is.
Exactly. No, and our refs are incredible athletes because a lot of our refs also play.
Oh, at Statewide Stampede, you were mentioning earlier in regards to, that's the regular gameplay for most of our skaters this year. We've got people here who skate for the team and then do like 2, 3, 4 games officiating. It's getting your endurance right up.
Oh yeah, it's like you think, wow, you skate for so long and you think, but these guys are back to back to back.
And for those skaters who are like, oh no, I don't really want to officiate, it's actually one of the best ways to learn the rules. Because when you're the one calling them, you can start going, uh-oh, that's what I do. I probably should change how I play.
Oh, yeah. All right. So who do we have here? We have That Beach and Darth Vader.
Darth Vader having gone from West Side. That
beach has come through. Another great pun.
That beach comes from Salty Beaches.
I wondered if they were coming from Salty Beaches.
Yeah, so one of our newest leagues in Victoria, Salty Beaches. So that beach I will admit, I actually had a part of the naming crew in regards to them taking that name on. I actually
Yeah.
suggested a similar name and they went, "Ooh, I love that," and then tweaked it to become their own.
We've had two fairly new leagues forming in the last 15 months or so, which shows our sport is spreading its wings. And we have that beach has been a little bit naughty, hasn't swum between the flags, and is going to go and cool their heels
they-
in the penalty box.
They stepped outside of the flags if we keep on that kind of theme. Oh, I just noticed Darth Evada got through there on their initial pass by doing what is colloquially known as a star stash, which is the situation that comes before a star pass.
That's trickery.
So we mentioned before about the pivots. So in the situation where a jammer is either not lead or really struggling, if they are really struggling and lead, calling it off is always the best option. But if they're not lead and they're struggling and they're tired and everything, the option to star pass, which is allowing the pivot, the one with the stripe, as you mentioned earlier, to take the star and transfer that ability to them. However, star stash comes into play before that because it's just a way of tactically dividing attention. Are they going to pass it? Are they not? And it helps jammers to actually sneak on through because not everyone is then focused on them.
Yes. You know, when you're trying to decide which way people are going. Yes.
So
And we have
luckily
some wonderful photographers in the house today taking some amazing shots. We are so lucky. We have so many talented photographers who give up their time to come and snap us so that we look pretty.
everyone involved in this sport is basically a volunteer. The skaters do it for the fun of it. The officials do it because they want Derby to happen. And then the photographers are just like, let's all celebrate and take photos of everyone because it allows us to build the community of these are the people involved.
Exactly, exact. Oh, and we have the live stream too, which is always good. But I know I once a long time ago had my camera at a scrim and I had my sports mode on and it was so awesome. Okay, we've got Icarus Smicarus and Lethally Blonde.
So Icarus Smickers actually just took a star pass there. So they had been the pivot earlier and became the jammer with that star pass where the transfer of jamming ability went across to them.
Yes, no. But as I was about to mention, when I had my sports mode on, I was looking at my photos and it was like 10 degrees of a fall.
Sometimes the falls are the best ones, especially when the person who is captured in the fall has a sense of humor and basically laughs it up.
All right, we have Dragonfly for the Transformers and Jalapeno Grill for Happy Campers. So let's see.
Oh, and it looks like another
Oh, no.
situation where it is a power jam.
Exactly. So we have Jalapeno Grill in a lead. Now, we've almost gotten for half time, which I just want to say when it's half time, we have story time again.
And who is our host for Storytime this year?
Oh, it's our wonderful Magnolia Star. And Magnolia Star does story time in front of our amazing flag.
For those of you on the live stream, you probably haven't quite seen the scale of this flag. It is one of the most giant rainbow flags I have ever seen. And each year it comes out, pride of place within this event. Presentations take place in front of it. Story time takes place in front of it. It is a humongous flag.
I think you could play tennis on it. It is that big.
And during our conversation about flags, we've actually had Jalapeno Girl come back on track, points awarded. and jam called off.
All right. So who have we got? We've got Zap up again.
And
Up
Rogue
against
Ninja.
Rogue Ninja.
I will just say, at the moment,
That was a quick one.
Zap lived up to their name.
Yep.
Zap on through. The lead has kind of started coming out a little bit. The Happy Campers starting to get a pretty significant lead. And that would have been probably in part. It doesn't help when your jammer is sitting in the penalty box. But to be fair, White's also had a couple of jammers having sit penalties. But it's just one of those situations where you can get on a roll and things just go your way.
Yes. Yes.
But we do have two very experienced bench coaches out there looking after both teams. So they'll be aware of what's happening. They'll be keeping an eye on things and working out what needs to happen to kind of bring this back in line.
Exactly. And they'll be reading the play. They'll be reading what the other team's doing as well.
So I will say both the bench coaches over there have over a decade of experience of derby. So they are two very experienced people.
Oh, definitely.
Didn't notice who did that hit down, but
Oh, hypodermic's down.
yeah, I was just going to say
And
the pivot for the Transformers, I can't see who that is at the moment because it's all happening down on turn one. Did a huge hit that
7-3.
Dragonfly.
Dragonfly.
Yep, huge hit, knocked down Hypodermic, and Hypodermic wasn't quite sure whether they were in their route. Moved around a little bit, got called for the penalty because they decided they were safe. But this is exactly the kind of situation that can help a team who is behind pick up some points unopposed because it is a power jam. And when I say unopposed, of course, I'm not saying that the blockers aren't working there
Oh, no. But
to stop it, but it's just a lot less opposition when it's yourself and your team can focus just on getting you through.
it basically means that your team can help you get through rather than have to keep other people away from you.
However, Hypodermic has been released from the penalty box and has made their way through for their initial pass. Ra hitting the pack there backwards as lead jammer for the Transformers, picking up a single point. Yes.
Yes. So
That
Transformers just grabbed 5 points there.
so 5-0. That always helps in closing a gap.
Say 2 minutes. They say 2 minutes is a long time in sport, but in derby, 2 minutes is like a lifetime when it comes to the scoreline.
To borrow a phrase from the Wizards of Oz, 2 minutes at a time.
Sorry?
Derby happens 2 minutes at a time.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Rexy Whistledown for the Happy Campers and MSC for Transformers, and MSC has
And that's
Yeah,
Rexy
that's-
who's got lead.
Rexy.
MSC unfortunately picked up a penalty there.
Oh,
And he's in the box for 30 seconds or a little bit earlier, depending on what happens. So with the jammer situation, because derby doesn't happen without a jammer,
oh no.
both jammers pick up penalties at different times during the jam or even at the same time during a jam. They only serve for the first penalty being served the same amount of time as each other. So if one goes into the penalty box 10 seconds after the other, the one that got there earlier will get released and the other one will only have to sit that 30 seconds, right, that 10 seconds of the 30 seconds.
And then the jam goes for the full 2 minutes because they've both been naughty and given up the right to call it off.
So yes, it's one of those situations where it can be a little bit confusing, but it's also done in a way to ensure that derby continues happening.
All right, so we've got a lot of action right in front of us between turns 3 and 4. Some classic defense going on. All right,
So Rexy so far picking up 8 points. MSC will be making their way
Two
through the pack.
very, very tight, compact packs there, with our jammers having to fight hard to get through. And with that, we have intermissions. So
Just
I
was-
suggest people go and check story time. Grab a coffee, grab some raffle tickets, and spend some money at our wonderful vendors who come visit us.
just having a quick look because I'm just waiting for the rolling whistle. So that was an 11 to 3 point jam there. So really well done by Rexy. Taking the scores at halftime to 115 for the Happy Campus, to 72 for the Transformers. We have had the rolling whistle, so it is officially now
Time to
halftime.
have a break. We'll be back soon.
what you're thinking. Give me what you're drinking. Tell me what you're thinking. Give me what you're drinking. You and me, we got something special, baby. You and me.
And welcome on back. We have 2 minutes before the start of the second half. We do just want to quickly go through a couple of things before the second half starts. Firstly, once again, we are sending our love and congratulations to Disaster Chief for their 300th game officiating that they did in the game prior to this. Thank you so much for your work and effort officiating at Roller Derby, especially as a basically a referee. One of the hardest but also most valued positions for a roller derby team.
Oh, yes. And Chief has done that both on and off skates.
Chief has done so much officiating for us over the years. So 300 games is a fantastic milestone. Thank you so much, Disaster Chief.
And a person I admire for their skating ability and tenacity, asked me to say happy birthday to my co-commentator here. Your co-conspirator. Okay, Abby's saying, do we want to sing along?
No. No, Abby, no.
But when you think 300 games is pretty amazing, because that's like 300 hours, not taking into consideration travel and other commitments.
Travel, training, other commitments, rims, the whole works. There is so much that makes up the 300 games that isn't recorded.
Yes. Yes.
And as I said, all of our refs, all of our non-skating officials do this for nothing other than making sure the game happens, making sure roller derby happens. It is not a paid gig. It is not something that you come into thinking, this is going to make me famous, this is going to do this is going to do that. No, it is purely volunteers giving their time up to make sure this game can happen.
And it does take a lot. It takes a community to run any sport, and especially in Victoria, we have teams from Warrnambool to Mildura to Bairnsdale to the
Lakes entrance being the newest one.
And to get to a tournament, that often means staying overnight, carpooling, fuel, getting the pets looked after.
Exactly. And most people have family lives outside of Derby, whether there's kids or other commitments that they've got to do.
You mean there's life outside Derby?
Apparently.
Oh.
I mean, I'm here and it's my birthday, so I'm not a good judge of character. I basically got told, oh, no, you can skip it if you want to. And I'm like, where would I rather be? This is the event I look forward to every year.
Oh, yeah.
Jalapeno Grill picking up lead quickly there at the start of the second half.
And we have a Melonhead for the Transformers.
Both jammers are eligible to pick up points.
Oh, that was nice. That was nicely done. Oh, and with 4 points, Jalapeno called that jam off nice and quickly.
However, not to be outdone, Melon had picked up 3 points there.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. So we have a Zap taking the start
and Rogue Ninja.
Rogue Ninja.
don't know about you, but it just got a little bit colder in here.
It's just gotten cooler all of a sudden.
I think there might be a door open somewhere, but that's okay. Is that picking up Lee?
All right.
And Rogue Ninja.
And
sprinting
Rogue
on down.
Ninja just rang out. All right. Oh, and just quickly, Zap pulled that off. And it appears that there were no points scored in that particular jam. However, that calling it off is very tactical because it just meant that not only did the Happy Campers not score any points, considering their lead, they've prevented the Transformers from trying to catch that lead.
It's one of those situations where when the speed of the jammer chasing them down is, they're gaining and they're catching up and everything like that, it is sometimes better to call it off and not pick up points than risk giving the other team the chance to outscore you.
Or, at worst, a penalty.
Exactly.
So
You want to make sure your skaters are on track rather than serving time because they
And we have Lethally Blonde.
unsafely done something.
Oh, yes. We have Lethally Blonde for the Happy Campers up against Ra. And just like that, Ra is going to pay our wonderful penalty box manager Muggles a visit and have a sit, catch a breath, and yeah.
I was going to say that was probably one of the easiest calls Beck had to make as a jam ref. Unfortunately. I say unfortunately because it just means that Ra forgot themselves. But fortunately, Beck was all over it as jammer ref, making sure that things are being done safely and fairly.
Okay, so changing over, I just thought we've been talking about all these leagues, and I thought I'll just give a shout out to all the various leagues that we've got here. We have representatives from Ballarat Roller Derby League, affectionately known as the Rat Pack. We have a Warrnambool Roller.
I think you just managed to turn yourself off.
Okay, we have Ballarat Roller Derby League, Warrnambool Roller Derby League, East Vic Roller Derby League, Geelong Roller Derby League, Kingston City Rollers Roller Derby League, Geelong Roller Derby League, Gippsland Lakes, Salty Beaches, Dragon City, and I'm sure we will have some South Sea representatives.
I think your battery has gone. So you were saying you thought there was some South Sea? There is. So myself from South Sea. We've also got one of the non-skating officials from technically Van Diemen's via South Sea. So again, interstate. We also have Diamond Valley and VRDL representatives. Victorian Men's Roller Derby is also represented. So it is a good spread of people from all over, not just metro, not just regional, but a good mix of both there. And yeah, I just got distracted there by seeing Cyclo's makeup. They are ready for the next game. And just having a quick look what's going on. So neither jammer is a lead. So this is the full 2-minute jam. We have also had a star pass, Ra passing the star to Rogue Ninja.
I'm back.
Excellent. So Rogue Ninja is now the jammer for the Transformers. Luckily, the star pass had happened before Ra got sent to the penalty box. So Ra, having been the jammer earlier, having done a star pass, is now sitting as a blocker.
Yes. So I wasn't turning myself off. My battery went flat.
It happens.
It
We
happens.
talk a lot.
I know, I know. But I forgot to mention our wonderful people providing our web stream today. From
Oh, yes, our refs, sorry. So we have as head ref for this game, Disaster Chief, as we mentioned, celebrating their 301st game. We have as our inside pack ref, Gary, and our two jammer refs, Bonnie Jovi and Beck. And then as our outside pack refs, we have Slender Jam, Cinderella, and Knickerbocker.
And before I go through our non-skating officials, I'd also like to give a shout out to Jen and Bullseye beside me, representing Sports Connection Australia, who are bringing Derby into people's lounge rooms via their live stream today. And they give a lot of time to the roller derby community, allowing us to be able to take it out to the world.
It also means that those people who couldn't make it today, for whatever reason, also get a chance to watch and celebrate such an event.
My dog doesn't like it when I watch live stream games sometimes. I get a bit too yelly and cheery.
Oh, as a bench coach, I bench coach from my lounge seat at times when I am watching roller derby, and for some reason they don't hear you.
No. Oh, now we do have some power. Oh, believe I heard the words power jam, but I can't see who was naughty.
No one. They were all on track.
All right.
Did you go through the non-skating officials?
I shall do that. We have a Muggles who has achieved some pretty numerous games this last weekend, actually. We have a Chaos, Jack Sprite, Abby Normal, Frankenherder, Toots, Beasting, Nicholas Rage, and Daisy Chainsaw. We also have the wonderful Miranda with the camera. And I mentioned earlier to our beautiful spectators that there are people with red bands on their arms and things like that. And that just means that for various reasons, they don't wish to be in any photography, video streaming, etc. And our photographers and video streamers are aware of that. But we'd like to ask our spectators that if you are taking photos, that you don't include these people, because it is often a very safety matter for some people.
For an event like this, where a lot of people are here to celebrate who they are and everything, they might not actually be out to family members, or there might be safety concerns around it, especially considering how much you see in regards to queer and transgender being political items.
Exactly.
So it is a safety matter. So yes, if you do take photos of the event and you notice in your photos people with the red armbands, please do not share those online. Please make sure to keep everyone safe. For whatever reason they have decided not to have their photos taken, please remember to respect that.
Yeah, this is one of this is probably the only event in our derby calendar that I go that, because of the nature, we have security here to enable all our skaters and spectators, anyone who was here today, to be their true self in safety.
You know, we see and we hear the news in regards to the various protests that are around, and so much news is in relation to the negative aspect. This is a celebration of the positive. This is a celebration of, freedom to express oneself. And we want to keep it that way. We want to make sure that the event is safe as possible for everyone involved.
You know, I love this event because it is such a embracing of everybody to be able to live their true self and kind of screw the rest of the world, because this is where we belong. We believe we belong. We are loved, and we matter.
Exactly. And getting back to the game at hand, we have Zap picking up lead jammer. Darth Vader is
In the box.
no, they're not in the box. They are stuck
sorry.
behind a very formidable tripod being headed up by Cyclo and Lethally Blonde.
I saw the yellow over there and I thought they're in the box. It was a very early Saturday morning. All right. Now, our scoreline is tightened back up a little bit. Like, there's still a big gap, but the Transformers have clicked over 100 and are sitting on 106.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm looking at that white tripod, and that is skaters who train together regularly.
Yeah.
It is tough.
Because they've got the Bloody Mary jerseys on.
So all three are from Geelong Roller Derby. I mean, Cyclo is blocking instead of jamming, but it's Cyclo. Cyclo is a very formidable skater. So the fact that they train together, they know each other so well, it is a lot easier in a game where it is a potluck when you are with your teamies and you know how to function together.
Actually, I thought of someone who we really should actually give a shout out to. I'm not sure if they're here yet, but I want to shout them out because they're an amazing person. We are celebrating Pride here today at the Pride Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And over the past few years, roller derby has been achieving some pretty high targets in the annual Pride in Sports Australia Awards at community sports level. And the wonderful Corey from Ballarat Roller Derby was a nominee and a finalist in Australia.
Corey has been one of those people who has put so much effort in regards to celebrating who they are and assisting others by taking part in events like this and speaking their truths. Unfortunately, Corey was a last minute dropout from the main game. I don't have any further information. They are okay, so it's not in regards to that. They just unfortunately have had some kind of conflict happen last minute. So,
well, Corey, we are missing you so much here today. And if you're not here, we hope that you are watching because we miss you. And we were so proud to have you nominate our sport as a coach in a national award.
Their speech here last year was
cried.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I truly cried.
It was one of those things that showed why this event, especially being held in Gippsland and why the Gippsland Rangers have taken it on, was so important. As someone who grew up in a country town, Corey was basically talking about how they needed to be the person to show others like themselves who are growing up in an area where you don't have as much access to queer-friendly environments. You know, being a part of a community that does that through sport and representing them and everything is such a big part of making sure that those people who are growing up and going, I don't fit in the normal boxes. Everyone tells me that this, that, and the other is wrong. It's not wrong. It's who you are, and it's to be celebrated.
And you can't be what you can't see.
Exactly.
And Corey has very much been a pioneer in being seen. Now, that was quite a successful jam there for the Transformers. We have Rogue Ninja
and like that is Lethally Blonde from Geelong, who is jamming for the Happy Campers.
Oh, and we just had a bit of tape come.
Abby Normal with the tape maintenance. Abby, get off the track. Skaters are coming.
Like, where? Behind you. After this game, we're actually going to have some speeches and some formalities before we go to the main event, I think, believe.
And we do actually have one of the representatives of the Gender and In story telling their story and talking
Awesome.
through it. And that is Achilles' Will.
Oh, awesome.
So again, someone who has been part of Derby for a very long time, and who has done a lot in regards to basically helping teams understand, in regards to making it accessible for people who are questioning their gender.
Exactly. And I know Achilles' home team is Kingston City Rollers.
And Kingston has done so much this
They
year.
have. They've taken.
And last year, and I think the year
Yeah.
before as
Kingston took out the first place in Australian community sports for 2 years in a row.
I
The
couldn't
year
remember
before
if it
that
was
we hit,
2 or 3. I think,
and the year before that we had third.
oh, amazing.
So
It is something that I know that Kingston has put a lot of work and effort in. And again, it's one of those situations where roller derby is probably the sport that has the best representation and best understanding that just because you might not fit the athlete box or you might not fit the gender box.
or the
So-
or the sport, the image of the sporty body.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause I know.
Yeah,
Slim figure.
it is one of those sports where it is inclusive regardless of what you identify as, what you look like, all of that. When you talk about athletes, you don't necessarily think of someone who is heavily tattooed or, bright colored hair or, questioning their gender in a way that is safe.
I know. I found that I had to 18 months ago undergo some cardiac testing, and I've gone. I'm fit. I'm just fat, but I'm fit. All right. So we have a raw and jalapeno grill.
It's one of the roller derby is the great equalizer.
It is. It is. Like, because when they said, "Oh, do you do sport?" and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on skates." Radio. So we have Ra coming around, and Ra gave us a lovely wave. Also, during the break between the two games, we have lots of amazing vendors here today. We have Gippsland Rangers who have a wonderful barbecue for raffle prize, as along with other raffle prizes. We have the Gippsland Pride Initiative with their clothes swap.
Which I will just interject on that one. I have been told there are some really good finds in the Gippsland Pride Co-op. So if you haven't checked it out and look for a new fashion, there's some really good thrifting over there.
Oh, I got my costume for Bogan Bingo next week over there.
Amazing.
All right, so we have Hypodermic and MSC. And they're down around turn 1, and they're all very bunched up at the moment. However, Lethally Blonde has done a bit of a recycle of MSC. And when we say that, that basically means that the defense takes the attacker to the back of the pack.
So it's often referred to as a drawback, as a recycle. If it happens multiple times, it is a soul crush, because there is nothing more soul crushing than just being repeatedly drawn back. You make some ground, get drawn back. Make some ground, get drawn back.
Yeah. So our score lines are currently now Transformers on 148, and we also have the Happy Campers on 192. But as you were saying earlier, it just shows the level of equalness between the two teams, because that was a 3 and a 4 point jam.
And it's one of those things with Derby, anything under sort of like 100 points when there's still 12 minutes left is actually not out of the realms of impossibility.
Oh, I think I've seen a few 20+ point jams in my time, and they usually come out the middle of nowhere.
Oh, you just things just work in your favor at one stage, and if you've got the right person out there that can take effect of that,
And
anything can happen.
and the right number of opposition in the penalty box.
Oh, it doesn't even need to be that. But I mean, we've got two current teamies up against one another. So Melonhead and Cyclo both from Geelong.
Yep.
This is a little bit of
It's hard when you skate against a teammate because often you not only do you know how they know how you play.
well, see, I would normally say in this situation, Cyclo does have the advantage because Cyclo does normally jam, whereas Melonhead is more often used as a blocker. However, I've also bench coached Melonhead in the past where they are one of those blockers who can sneakily jam and put up big points very quickly. So,
Yeah.
sometimes they're pivot, sometimes they're just blocker, and sometimes they get thrown out there as a jammer and put up big points.
And we don't expect it. Alrighty. So, what did I say about a 20-point jam?
Exactly, exactly.
Thank you, Melonhead, for just demonstrating my point.
Now, I'm not sure if you mentioned this earlier because, as I said, I did come in a little bit late today. So this team is actually made up of full bouting, full contact skaters, as well as our ModCon skaters, because again, it comes to making sure things are happening safely, making sure that there are the right numbers of skaters. So we're having skaters that are full contact who are kind of playing in positions they don't normally play or they don't prefer to play.
And
For
we-
example, Ra as our jammer for the Transformers at the moment. Ra is normally a blocker, so they are playing in a position that they are not used to.
And it's also, I know that there is a player who's coming back from an injury.
Exactly. So there is a very big variety of skill level, but it's all been played in a way that those that do have more experience playing in a contact game, they have good awareness of what they need to do to actually play at the level that this is intended for.
It's hard to play at a lower intensity when you
Mm.
get used to playing at like
I give full credit to those that actually go, hang on a second, I can safely do this, but I also give full credit to those who go, no, I've played too long at a bouting level. I can't come back to a lower level because I won't be safe.
yeah, yeah. And the safety is everything.
Yeah.
Because
But it also gives our mod conners, the ones that are playing that modified contact, a chance to actually go up against people who have more experience, who have more knowledge, and it gives them a chance to learn.
Exactly. So we have a Darth Evader who has come out with a lead and with a lovely smile and thumbs up.
Well, Darth Vader is actually one of those who has been at a ModCon level for so long, and they actually leveled up to Bouting this year. So, they actually have benefited from this system. And so when there was the need for skaters, Darth Vader basically went, hey, I'm only recently moved up to Bouting. I am comfortable playing at this level, so I can do it safely and we can make sure that this happens.
Exactly. And Jalapeno Grill is jamming for the happy campers.
But it's also like, for me, the way I look at things like this is for those skaters who don't normally bout, who are at the ModCon level, that's a huge win when you take on people who have got experience, people who've played for a while, because you're able to go, hang on, I got past them. I beat them at this. Oh my God, I actually know what I'm doing.
Exactly. gives you that confidence that, oh, if I can do it here, I can do it.
Exactly. And we have the Mad Splatter and Lethally
Lethally
Blonde
Blonde.
now jamming.
And two very tight packs there. And Splats has come out with lead. That's a Mad Splat.
Splats was having a little bit of speed wobbles there.
Yes, we do get speed wobbles.
And I mentioned earlier that, people who have been playing at about in level coming back into this, how there are rules in place to make it a bit more equalizing. The Mad Splatter unfortunately got pulled up on one of those, which is
Going too fast.
when approaching the pack, you need to come to 50% of what the pack speed is or to a complete stop. So Splats basically came in too fast.
And also, we can, with the modified contact and low contact games, we can actually give a penalty if we feel that it is a dangerous play, in that we know that that skater in a full contact bout would be perfectly fine, but it's not safe at that mod con level.
Exactly. So there are a lot of things that are taken into consideration when having full bouting skaters basically helping make up the numbers.
Oh my gosh, have a look at the Transformers. We should just chatter away and not focus on the score, because they have jumped up to 180 points and they're only 40 points behind. Which, like, that's two 20-point jams.
Little bit of confusion whistle wise as to, was that on me or was that on someone else, which has seen Rogue Ninja go to the penalty box.
Okay, now I just remembered we are nearly at the end of this game. And I want to invite everyone, once you hear the whistle, rolling whistle and all that, to come to the edge of the track and congratulate our players. I love the hand,
The high five.
the high five. That is the absolute best part, I think, of our sport.
It's basically that little celebration that you can have between people here supporting the game and people who have taken part in the game. Just a little, we appreciate each and every single person.
Exactly. And it's just I know when I first joined Derby and I went to my first scrim, I was like, what? And it was the one thing coming back from COVID that I think we all missed, having to do the elbows for a while and all that. But it's kind of reminds me of, like, I'm showing my age here, when you were at the footy as a kid and you got to go on the oval.
Still happens with some of the games, but they're the more lower levels kind of thing, not so much the AFL level anymore. However, it's also that thing of, with roller derby, there's the whole aspect of, during the game we might be enemies, but afterwards we're friends.
Oh, yeah. I'll push you over, but I'll be the first one to help you up.
Exactly. And we've got Dragonfly there as lead for the Transformers, and Rexy Whistledown is currently on their initial pass. That was a big hit there from, I believe, Cyclo,
Okay.
making Dragonfly earn all 4 of those points. Oh, and another big hit there. That was Kilohertz with a brilliant hit against Rexy Whistledown. Rexy was almost through for points at that stage, and
Oh, my
Kilohertz
God.
managed to knock them down and allow the rest of the blockers to wall on up again. I will say, so far, this has been a massive jam.
It has. It has. For those of you watching at home, it really it's you kind of want to jump off your seat a little bit.
A few spills, a few tumbles, but everyone is A-okay. It is roller derby, so one of the first things you learn is how to fall safely.
Oh yes. Alrighty, that was a massive jam,
That was 18-4.
and the Transformers have hit and broken the 200 mark. There is 26 points in it.
And still plenty of time for that to occur. There is at least 2 jams here.
Oh,
at
yeah.
least.
If not more.
Exactly. I will never say definitely more because it all depends on what the bench coaches, who gets lead, all that kind of stuff. There is a lot of strategy in regards to that side of things, but there is at least 2.
So we have hypodermic and Ra. And jamming at this end of a game is hard work because your body has been getting smashed for a very long time.
Also, people who aren't used to playing with each other have now gotten a chance to actually work out how they go with one another. So there's a lot more happening defensively against you when you're jamming this late in a game.
Yeah. So Ra is now on their initial pass. All right. So Happy Campers scored a tidy 4 points on that pass, meaning that we have a 30-point game. And it ain't over till the rolling missile goes
Exactly.
for the final time.
We have Rogue Ninja lining up for the Transformers, Jalapeno Grill for the Happy Campers.
Oh, the packs are so tight.
Jalapeno Grill picking up. Oh, no.
Oh,
Not
cut
picking
track.
up lead. This is exactly what Rogue Ninja needed.
Ooh.
They are on a
All right.
situation. So let's see how they handle this.
Okay.
As I said before, they have the speed, they have the skills. So
Who knows? All right.
Gary with an over-eager whistle there, reassessing what they thought had happened and went, no, actually, all good. No penalty there.
All right. And I can hear Rogue Ninja being so deliberate with the stopping before the pack.
It's one of those ones where you can tell who's been picked up for entering too fast because they make sure that they can be heard stopping. Okay, so this will actually be the final jab. We've hit 0 on the penalty clock. Not on the penalty clock, 0 on the period clock, which means that it's now all on that jam clock. So we're going to see what the bench coaches do. This is the best chance for the Transformers to really claw back that score. But there's only...
That was a massive comeback
Oh, it really was.
because and after that we have an unofficial score, and we call it the
Just
unofficial
wait,
score.
Wait for the points to go on up because...
Whoa. That's why we call it an unofficial.
Sorry, we're distracted by the giant cake that's just walked past in front of us. Don't drop it. You'll be the worst in the world if you do.
I want to know what the cake's for.
It's got the Gippsland Ranges logo on it. So
Ooh.
celebration for today.
Could
I
be a
believe.
pride cake. Yum. I like
So,
cake in all shapes and forms, you know.
yeah, just waiting for that rolling whistle before we can all go and do the high fives.
And
I think we were all distracted by the cake.
we were.
So Tickles has just run in the cake is in celebration of 15 years of the Gippsland Ranges. Absolutely phenomenal,
That is awesome.
especially for a regional league.
Exactly. These guys or this team on average have pretty much 2 hours guaranteed minimum travel time,
Exactly.
unless they go to play with salty beaches.
So the rolling whistle has occurred. Final scores: Transformers wearing black 221, defeated by the Happy Campers in white 235.
So what was that? 14 points. That was a comeback.
That was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. They got out to, I believe, close to 60 at one stage there.
Yep.
So really well fought, especially in the dying minutes. It just goes to show that you're never truly safe.
No. And I don't know. Are you coming back for the next game?
I will be bench
What?
coaching.
Oh, you will be bench coaching.
Yeah.
So make sure you wave to me.
Oh, we'll see.
Otherwise, I may make them sing happy birthday to you on the bench.
Quite frankly, I get in the zone and don't always realize what I'm doing.
No, that's good. That's
Hammer
good.
Miranda, another experienced bench coach, is just laughing at me for that comment.
All right. Well, we're going to go, and there'll be a few officially things and cake.
And if you are here, make sure you grab your high five from the skaters. Thank you to the officials for officiating. Thank you to Deadly Sports Plus for being our first aiders on hand.
And Sports Connection Australia for the live stream and the mic and all the commentary.
And of course, to the people who are here watching, whether online or in person, thank you for your support for such an amazing event.
And go shopping. Our small businesses, a lot of these are Derby people and Derby families.
The amount of creativity from the Derby community is just absolutely stunning.
All right. So the wonderful Lawless has just come and told us that in 10 minutes we will be doing official things. So go to the loo, get some food, and be back for the official things.
And I've been Judy Bench,
And I'm Sparks.
and we'll catch you next time.